Okay, hello, Miss Bristow or
Hi.
Stephanie. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. You've always got a sunny disposition. Disposition, is that right?
Yes.
Yes,
That's
okay,
right.
good, thank you. Okay, so what grade do you teach this year? What are you teaching?
This year I'm teaching grade 6.
Okay, and you've been teaching for how long?
This is my third year teaching.
Okay, so you're brand new.
Yes.
Woohoo! And what inspired you to become a teacher?
Um, I always thought that teaching was something that I would enjoy doing. And then while I was doing my undergrad at UBC, I had the opportunity to volunteer as a literacy mentor
Ah.
in inner city classrooms. So working mainly on the downtown east side of Vancouver. And I realized very quickly that I was having more fun in my volunteer work than in any of the courses I was taking
Yeah.
at school. So that very quickly shifted my focus into knowing that teaching was where it needed to be.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome. So you had a different kind of thought before of what you were going to do.
I originally went to university thinking I was going to go into editing and copywriting.
Wow. Wow, so you are the right person to ask about words. Awesome. Is there something like in terms of your teaching experience or practicum that you've had an experience with a child that really shifted how you think about teaching, or you can recall making a huge impact, or something that was a really there's so many, I know.
Oh, yeah.
It's like millions. You're like, I've only been doing this for a little, and it's like
And it's
so many.
already hard to do.
Yeah. Something
One
that comes to mind. Yeah.
One of the first things that comes to mind is there was a student that I worked with in Vancouver who, the first few months, he wanted nothing to do with me. He's like, I don't want to be pulled out. I don't want to be singled out to need reading support. He had a lot of anger management issues. Life had not been easy for him up until grade 5. And over the course of a couple years, we worked together in different settings. I volunteered at the school in a couple different areas. And it came time for the spring concert, and his class was doing a musical that they had written on environment and climate change. And he needed to be a penguin, so he needed a penguin, like little mark painted on his face. And he came to me asking for me to paint his little penguin nose on. And it was such this teeny tiny moment, but it made me realize that this kid would not even want to be in the same room as me when we first started working together. He didn't want any other adults. He was not willing to build any relationships. And
Our children are coming in from recess. Okay.
but he trusted me to take a little paintbrush and give him his little penguin nose, and that was a moment of, okay, we have successfully built a relationship.
Can I ask you a favor, Miss Bristow?
Yes.
Or Mrs. Bristow. Okay.
Ms. Ms.
Okay.
Fine.
Okay. Can you close that
Yes.
door? Okay. We're just having a little break of the door. Awesome. Thank you.
There we go.
All right. Imagine having the kids in here, people. It's a million times louder. Okay, so so he came to you and asked you that. Now, how did you build that bridge with him? Because obviously,
Yes.
something happened in between that moment of the painting of the nose.
Yes. So we worked at the school. I worked.
Oh, this is what it's like to be a teacher. All right, we have
There are
like
no
30
quiet
seconds.
moments.
Yeah, there's no point. We're having a moment. All right.
Basically, it was persistence. I was not going to be deterred by the fact that he didn't want to build a relationship.
Yeah.
It was understanding that a lot of kids, especially when you're working in inner city contexts, a lot of kids have many adults in their lives who have not necessarily been the most reliable, trustworthy people.
Yeah.
And so my role was to be as consistent as possible, showing up when I was supposed to show up, making it so that he knew what to expect of my
Huge.
behavior, that
Huge.
if he was having a bad day, I wasn't going to turn around and yell at him,
Yeah.
that I was someone who could be reliably calm, that he could come to. He knew exactly what he was getting from me. And that, you know, my care for him, my care as a teacher, as a role model, and a volunteer in the school wasn't dependent on his behavior, that I was there no matter what.
You're making my eyes well up. You guys can't see it, but it's just like, I would want you as a teacher. You're so amazing. I mean, I knew that as soon as I met you. I met Ms. Bristow as one of her students was having a meltdown, and we both had kind of a similar approach to, I see you, and, you know, I'm in your corner, but there's boundaries to your behavior, limits. One message as our students are lining up, really quick, if you could teach children one message that would stick with them for the rest of their lives, anything that comes to mind.
Okay.
You can change this. You can
all
add.
right.
Yeah.
So the first thing that comes to mind is I would really hope that my students take away from me that their actions have consequences, both positive and negative, that speak volumes about who they are as a person. So how they choose to behave in the world, that sends a message. And I would love that what they've learned from me overall is to take a breath, think about how they can turn a negative into a positive, and as much as possible try and make positive change in the world, because hopefully they believe that they can actually make a difference.
Ms. Briztow, Stephanie, you're
Yeah.
amazing. Thank you
Thank you.
so much. Keep doing the work you're doing.
Thank
Woohoo!
you.